Hello everybody and welcome to our special episodes of Honkasa International Edition. My name is Pantita Pantongkham from Med IP, and today we're diving into a story that has raised a serious question about communication, responsibilities, and patient safety in healthcare in Thailand. In this case, come from an investigative report by Istara News, reviewing how simple misunderstanding and incomplete explanation led to a real harm for patients. So let's get into it. To start off, I'm going to pass my mic into our reporter.
Thanks. According to Israel News investigation, some of the most serious problems in this hospital don't come from rare diseases or complexities, but from basic mistakes in communication, consent forms, and record keeping. For example, in one case, a patient went in to treat a problem with their right eye only. The consent form explicitly said right eye, yet the hospital ended up treating the left eye, the healthy eye instead, a clear breach of consent. That mistake left the patient with serious visual damage. There was also a case where a mother sued. After repeated ultrasound during pregnancy, the doctors always said the baby looked normal, but the child was born with a birth defect, clubfoot. The parents argue that the doctors had failed to properly explain the limitation of ultrasound, that some conditions might be undetectable depending on fetal position and or soft tissue visibility. In that case, the parties agreed to withdraw the lawsuit after clarification once the medical limitations were clearly explained. Each of these examples show a different way medical care can go wrong, not due to rare complication, but because communication was unclear, consent was misused, or records were incomplete, and ultimately patients suffer as a result. So that's the picture painted by the investigation. Let me send it back to the studio.
Thank you. From what I've heard, it is clear that these are not a dramatic mistake, but a small communication gap that end up hurting people. But before we move forward, first we're gonna hear from our medical experts, who is joining us remotely to explain why this misunderstanding happens. And after that, we're gonna come back and take a closer look at the legal perspective.
Right, from a medical standpoint, hospitals are high-pressure environments. Doctors and nurses are dealing with many cases at once, and sometimes explanations get too technical or too quick. When a patient doesn't fully understand the situation, they might delay treatment or make the wrong decision, not because they are careless, but because of the information wasn't clear enough. Inside the operating room, communication has to be exact. If one person hears something different or instructions aren't confirmed, even a small mistake can become a medical error. And of course, if records aren't complete, the next team might not know the full story. That can slow down the treatment when time is critical. So the medical side is really about quality, teamwork, and documenting everything properly.
Okay, from the legal side, what really matters in this situation is whether the harm could be avoided. If the answer is yes, then the law steps in. In Thailand, the law expects medical professionals to communicate clearly, like doctors and nurses explain to their patient clearly about the risks, their condition, and the step of the treatments. If the patient gets hurt because the information wasn't explained well or important details were left out, that can count as negligence. Hospital can also be responsible for the mistake made by their staff, and medical counsel can step in when professional standards are not being followed. So legally, it is very simple. The system doesn't expect perfection, just a proper communication and proper care. And that's all for the legal side.
From the medical viewpoint, improving communication is the key. That means making sure patients truly understand what's going on, slow down when explaining risks, and making sure team confirm detail with each other before the procedures. Good record, clear instruction, and patient-friendly communication can prevent most of these incidents.
Thank you to our medical expert and legal experts. From what we've seen today, a small mistake can turn into a real harmful when communication is not clear. This Isara News report is a reminder that good medicine isn't only about skills. It's also about listening, explaining, and making sure everyone understands what's happening. Thank you for joining us today. This is Honkasa International Edition. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.